Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Gina Hong. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Pennsylvania, and today we are taking some scientific questions from the CF community. So Jackie asks, are researchers looking into fungal infections? My biggest infections always seem to be fungus related. So yes, researchers across the globe are trying to better understand the role and the impact of fungi in individuals with cystic fibrosis. Currently, there has been recent research that has been published looking at potential risk factors for Aspergillus isolation in cystic fibrosis. Also, there has been a multi-center study that was conducted in Europe investigating the best approach to detect fungi in culture in the CF lung. And finally, there are several observational studies that are being conducted, including at the University of Pennsylvania, to determine the independent impact of Aspergillus isolation on clinical outcomes in CF individuals that are important, including the rate of pulmonary exacerbations, quality of life, and lung function. So we have a question from Juliet. What research is being done to develop new antifungals that don't interfere with Kalydeco and can fight Candida lucentiniae in the lungs and sinuses? So there are several antifungal drugs that are coming down the drug development pipeline, many of which that are in the very early and preclinical phases. And I should say that these antifungal drugs are not specific to CF fungal respiratory infections, but for fungus in general. So we are not quite sure how this may interact with CFTR modulators. There is a new antifungal agent called inhaled itraconazole in a powder formulation that is being studied specifically in individuals with cystic fibrosis, which this inhaled formulation will permit for really localized administration in the CF lungs, which would minimize the interaction between systemic CFTR modulators. So we have a question from Lisa. Are there any studies on people who get aspergillosis after a lung transplant? So there has been several studies that have investigated the role of aspergillus in CF pre and post lung transplant. There is some evidence to suggest that isolation before lung transplant could place you at higher risk for having aspergillus post-lung transplant. So often experts would recommend that antifungal therapy be given potentially before and after lung transplant, given the fact that your immune system is depressed from the drugs that you have to take after lung transplant. So thank you everyone for joining us and sending your questions. I had a really great time addressing some of these issues, and we hope to continue tackling this by doing high quality research so we could better the lives of individuals with CF.